Listen closely to the overlapping voices echoing across the courtyard where 4 generations sit around a single table. No one is looking at a clock because time belongs to them. Imagine you are sitting under the shade of a wide jacaranda tree in central Mexico. The afternoon air is warm and smells faintly of toasted corn and simmering tomatoes. All around you, there is a beautiful, chaotic movement. A toddler chases a stray dog across the terracotta tiles. 2 uncles are debating loudly over a game of dominoes, their voices punctuated by the sharp clack of the playing pieces. In the center of it all is a long wooden table covered in vibrant oilcloth. Plates are being passed from hand to hand. You see steaming tortillas wrapped in embroidered cloth, rich dark mole sauce, and glasses clinking with ice and sweet hibiscus water. You might think this is a major holiday or a rare family reunion. But ask the woman quietly directing the food from the kitchen, and she will just smile. To her, it is just Sunday. This is the rhythm of life here. It is not dictated by individual schedules. It is not driven by personal ambitions. It is driven by the gravitational pull of the people sitting around this table. Today, we step inside the deeply anchored world of the Mexican family. Welcome to Culture Journey. When the world looks at Mexico, it often sees the postcards, ancient pyramids, sprawling resorts, and brilliant coastlines. But the true foundation of this country is not made of stone or sand. The real Mexico does not exist in tourist brochures. It exists behind closed courtyard doors, woven from invisible threads of profound devotion. Here, the family is the ultimate center of gravity. It is the social safety net, the primary source of identity, and the lens through which the entire world is understood. To understand Mexico, you cannot just look at its history in museums or read its literature. You have to pull up a chair at the table. You have to watch how a grandmother looks at her grandchildren and how an entire community raises a single child. The concept of family here stretches far beyond the nuclear unit. It is an expansive, breathing ecosystem that offers immense warmth and demands fierce loyalty. As we spend time in this space together, you will start to feel why this connection is so powerful. You will see how history, survival, and boundless love have shaped a culture where no one ever truly walks alone. If you were here walking down a residential street in Oaxaca or Guadalajara, what would you notice first about the houses? You might see homes that look as though they are slowly growing, and in a way, they genuinely are. It is incredibly common in Mexico for a house to expand upward or outward as the family grows. When a child marries, they do not necessarily move across the country to start an isolated life. Instead, a new floor might be added to the family home, or a small dwelling built in the backyard. The physical architecture of Mexican neighborhoods reflects the emotional architecture of the people. Walls are shared, courtyards overlap, and the concept of a quiet, entirely separate life is almost entirely foreign. The doors are always open, and the boundary between your house and your cousin's house is wonderfully blurred. This deeply rooted closeness is not a modern accident. It is a legacy forged centuries ago. Long before European ships reached these shores, the indigenous civilizations of Mesoamerica operated on principles of collective survival. In Aztec society, the fundamental unit of life was not the individual, but the calpulli, a tight-knit community group sharing common ancestry, land, and destiny. An individual existed strictly in relation to their people. When the Spanish arrived, they brought a deeply embedded Catholic structure that also placed immense spiritual weight on the family unit. These two massive cultural forces did not just collide, they intertwined over generations. Over generations, they created a society where the family became an absolute fortress. It was a necessary fortress against economic instability, against political upheaval, and against the sheer unpredictability of the world. Survival meant sticking together. But family in Mexico is not limited to biology. Let us talk about a concept that might surprise you if you come from a highly individualistic culture. It is called compadrazgo. It translates roughly to shared parenting. When a child is baptized, the parents choose godparents, a padrino, and a madrina. In many parts of the world, this is a ceremonial title, perhaps meaning a gift on birthdays or holidays. In Mexico, this creates an unbreakable, lifelong alliance. The parents and the godparents become compadres. They are now family in the truest sense of the word. They will support each other financially, emotionally, and socially. If you are walking through a bustling market and hear two men greeting each other with a warm embrace and the word compadre, you are witnessing a bond that is considered almost as sacred as blood. This system expands the family net infinitely. It ensures that no matter what happens, there are multiple adults entirely committed to the survival and flourishing of the next generation. And who is standing at the very center of this massive expanding web? Almost always, it is the mother, the matriarch. While Mexican society has historically had strong elements of male authority in the public sphere, the domestic realm and the emotional core of the family are fiercely guarded by women. The figure of the mother is revered almost to the point of the sacred. Think of the grandmother, the abuela. She is the ultimate authority at that Sunday table we visited earlier. Her recipes are not just instructions for cooking. They are inherited memories. Imagine waking up early on a holiday morning to the sounds of a tamalada, a traditional gathering where the women of the family come together to make tamales. It is far more than cooking. It is a masterclass in collective labor and quiet power. One person prepares the heavy corn dough, another spreads it on the husks, while another spoons in the rich meat and chili filling. Amidst the physical work, they talk, they share secrets, and they pass down oral histories. In this kitchen, the matriarch does not just feed her family. She quietly directs the emotional current of the entire household. Food is the ultimate language of care in this culture. To refuse food in a Mexican home is to reject love. If you were sitting in her kitchen, the grandmother would feed you until you could not take another bite, and then she would wrap up a plate for you to take home. Her presence is the anchor. When the matriarch speaks, the entire room stops to listen. This profound sense of collective belonging extends outward into public life, especially regarding children. If you are sitting in a restaurant in Merida or walking through a plaza in Puebla, you will notice that children are everywhere. They are not expected to be silent or invisible. They stay up late, dancing at weddings and falling asleep on chairs pushed together while the adults celebrate around them. The beautiful thing is that the entire community watches out for them. A stranger will gently stop a toddler from wandering too close to the street. A waiter will play a quick game of peekaboo with a crying baby to help a tired mother. Children are viewed as a shared joy and a shared responsibility. They grow up knowing that the world is a place full of watchful, caring eyes. You might wonder how this dynamic survives in the modern world. As cities grow larger and younger generations find work in global industries, does the family fracture? It certainly shifts. Young people might move away to Mexico City or Monterrey for universities and demanding careers. But the gravitational pull always remains. Many will travel hours by bus every single weekend just to be back at the Sunday table. They will send large portions of their paychecks home to support aging aunts or to help pay for a younger cousin to attend a better school. The success of one person is viewed as the success of the entire collective. Conversely, the failure or struggle of one person is a shared burden. This way of living requires sacrifice. It asks the individual to frequently put the needs of the collective above their own immediate desires. It means giving up total independence for the sake of belonging. There is an intense lack of privacy by some cultural standards. Your business is the business of your aunts, your uncles, your second cousins, and your mother. They will offer unsolicited advice on your career, your romantic relationships, and your daily choices. But this intrusion comes from a place of profound entanglement. You are never left to fall on your own. If you lose your job, there is a bed for you. If you are heartbroken, there is a kitchen filled with voices ready to distract you and comfort you. Even death does not sever the family tie in Mexico. Every November, the family simply expands to include those who have crossed over. Altars are built in the living room, adorned with bright orange marigolds and the favorite foods of the departed. The family gathers not to mourn in silence, but to eat, drink, and share beautiful memories with the dead. It is a stunning acknowledgement that family is eternal. The visible and invisible worlds are bound together by an enduring love. As the afternoon light begins to fade over the courtyard, the voices at the table grow a little softer, a little more reflective. The dominoes are packed away. The last drops of coffee are finished. Soon, everyone will embrace, kissing each other on the cheek, promising to see each other next week. Stepping into the heart of Mexican culture reminds us of something universally true but easily forgotten. We are not meant to navigate this world entirely alone. The desire to belong, to be held within a web of people who know our history and care about our future, is the most fundamental human craving. The people of Mexico have simply built their entire world around this truth. They remind us that our greatest wealth is not found in our individual achievements or personal empires, but in the people we gather around our tables. Thank you for taking this time to walk with us and experience the beautiful warmth of the Mexican family. We would love to hear from you. How does the concept of family in your own culture compare to what you saw today? Let us know in the comments below. If you felt a connection to this story, please like this video and share it with someone who holds a special place at your table. Subscribe to Culture Journey, and let us continue exploring the depth of the world together. There are so many more incredible places and people waiting for us. Until our next journey, take care of yourselves and hold your loved ones close.